You're listening to the Agony Column News Report featuring interviews, phone interviews, reports from live book events and festivals, and conversations with readers. You can find additional news, interviews, book reviews, and more 5 days a week at the Agony Column website at trashotron.com/agony.
When he had been a sailor, Paul Gauguin had dreamed of fields of yellow corn, red cows grazing in the meadows, and rusty peasants sleeping on haystacks. When he was a stockbroker, he dreamed of ships becalmed in flat aquamarine seas, their sails as flaccid and pale as shrouds. Now a painter, he slept alone in his tiny Paris apartment and dreamed of tropical islands where buttery brown girls moved in cool shadows like spirits, and despite the chill autumn night, his sheets were soaked with sweat and entangled him like kelp round the drowned. He sat up on the edge of the bed and wiped his face with his hands, as if he might be able to rub away the vision. The nightmare wasn't the girl. He'd dreamed of island girls since he returned from Martinique 3 years ago. But this one was different, a Polynesian, in a crisp white and blue mission dress, white flowers in her long hair. The girl didn't frighten him at all. She was young and pretty and innocent in the wild, unspoiled way of the Pacific, but there was a shadow there, behind her, something small and dark and menacing.
Christopher Moore is the author of You Suck, A Dirty Job, Lamb, Bite Me, Fool, and many other humorous japes. His new novel is Sacré Bleu. Thank you for joining me, Christopher.
Thank you.
Christopher, this is such a wonderful and complicated novel. Talk about choosing to take on all the greatest artists in history in one novel.
Well, that was probably not the smartest thing I've ever done. Sometimes you start with just this very wide concept, and as you know, because we've spoken before, I sometimes just pick something that sounds like it's going to be difficult to challenge me, because I figure I'll do better work if I do that. And so I started out with the concept of, I think I'm going to write a book about the color blue. And, you know, it sort of led through my habit of going to art museums when I'm on book tour to the Impressionists, and then the history of the color blue and how it all relates and is expressed. So it didn't start out as I'm going to ruin art for everyone. It just ended up that way.
Well, I think it's actually just the opposite. You bring art alive with vibrant prose, a rich history that moves like lightning, and an exciting story that's fun and sweet. Now, this is one of the things I think that I've observed throughout your career. You do something that's very interesting, that you use the tropes of the supernatural that are usually somewhat...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?